Well, I can't say I didn't try doing screen recordings. I'm gonna try again. I just need a better software, I think, to record with. Anyway, so I'm here having my morning coffee, Monday morning, 9:24, and the only thing I can think of right now is $5,000 loan. It keeps bouncing around in my head. You know, wow, look at that. The price of BCC is in a great place to do a loan right now. I've been another reason I want a $5,000 loan is I have 65K in loans right now, and I don't want to have 66. I don't want to have 67. In fact, I don't feel like hanging around in the 60s anymore. I want to be at 70. I see, you know, I've been watching YouTubers, and there are several YouTubers now who are approaching that 70,000. There's one guy I know has more than that in our 10K BCC 10K group. If you have 10K or more in loans, we have a Facebook chat group with all the 10Kers just hanging out. I think the person with the most in there is like 74K in loans, and there's a few individuals with over 50K in loans. Maybe not in the 10K group, but that I've seen on YouTube. And you know, me being, you know, I think of myself as like the first person to really start promoting this on YouTube. And you know, it would be best, I think, for myself if I make sure I try to stay ahead of the game as far as how much I have in loans compared to everyone else, right? that's a interesting way to think, but you know, it's just how I feel. Like, I don't want to see, basically, I shouldn't want to see someone who I referred with more in loans than me. You know, it shouldn't happen like that. Now there's a couple of people in my downline. I think Michael Crypto has 100K in loans. That's the only person I know of in my downline that has more than me. I'm sure there's many more that has more than me. I just don't know of them, you know. So so here we go. So see, that was easy, Craig. You talked yourself into this. You know, I've been like toiling, twisting, turning around and around about this 5K loan. And see now, and that's another thing is like, look, BCC token is almost at $111. I was gonna do this loan when it reached $100, and I had 1,000 tokens. Let's talk some more before let's just do the loan. Let's do the loan and then talk, right? So that will cost me 45 tokens, and that's cool. Get that back. 179 days and 0.2 daily interest. Red, pay from BitConnect wallet. Doing a $5,000 loan, 45 tokens, 179 days term capital release, and voila, it's done. And yes, now this is the part that I'm excited about. Refresh to see the new total. $70,000, $60. That is so beautiful. They should move this to the top, man. Why does it have to be in the middle of the page? With that thing right up here, you know, right up in the top to see how many loans you have, you know. So there it is. I've done it. Wow, that's cool. And now I'm holding 1,106 tokens. I feel like a responsible adult now for some reason, because I wasn't greedy, you know, stacking them tokens and holding on to my tokens. You know, I used them, got me a loan, and now I have a clear pathway to 1,300 tokens is where I want to be at before I drop another big loan. Perhaps what I'll do is do 1K loans until I get to 75K, and do another 5K to get to 80. I don't know, just going with the flow. And it all depends on how the market acts too. You know, like right now is a good time based on the, that I've been buying these tokens for like mostly between 104. Well, I bought a lot of them way down, like 65. So, yeah, that's it. So, Bitcoin is on the move, seriously. And, I have 28 BTC worth of BCC tokens here. The most I've had here is 31 BTC. But, I did do a cash out. Actually, this morning when I woke up, I saw this is one thing, right? I said, okay, I'm gonna start holding some Bitcoin. So I started selling a few tokens here and there to accumulate Bitcoin. And so I accumulated the Bitcoin. I have it here in Gemini. And my intent was to just keep accumulating Bitcoin and not really cash out to my US dollar bank that much as I've been doing it like every single day. Probably do it like once or twice a week. But so the Bitcoin is here accumulating, and I see Bitcoin hit this high. This high. I'm like, oh, look at that, man. Look at BTC. And guess what I did? I sold. I can't hold, man. I sold $2,900 and I transferred, look, an hour ago to my bank account. Let's see my transactions down here. See, this is where I started selling. 9 hours ago, I sold some, deposit to Gemini. And then 8 hours ago, sold some more. Then I went to bed. I got up out of bed, sold it because I saw Bitcoin way up. And then I withdrew to my bank account. So my bank account, it's active. Money is being spent. So, but my balance is going up gradually. I think I'm not at 60,000 yet. I'm at 55, but I think by tomorrow I'll be at 60 because what happens is all the money I deposited from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I think a lot of it, I don't know, I'm not sure. It's like, it takes days for the deposits to reach. So what happens is, I think it's on Tuesday or Wednesday each week when I log in, I see like three back-to-back deposits on the same day. Even though I deposit them, I withdrew them consecutively, one day after the other. They all arrive at the same time on the same day. So on that day, I think maybe even tomorrow or Wednesday is when my US bank account gets a nice boost. And I'm seeing that the more settled we get here, the more we the more settled we get here is the less money we're spending, because we're getting into the hustle. We're getting into the hustle, how to get stuff free, how to get stuff cheap. And doing that is a lot of fun, but also saves us, from spending that much. So, it's a great flow, man. It's a great flow. It's going great.